Welcome to the very first edition of The Wrap. I'm Stuart Kavanagh, and every Saturday we're going to give you a roundup of the week's news and some analysis too. I'm joined by our editor here at the Barrier Truth, Tony Bosworth, who's going to kick us off. Tony, it's been a busy week, mate.
Always busy, Stuart. You know what it's like. Let's look at some of the stories then that we've seen this week. Anzac Day. This, of course, is a big story of the week. It's a day, it means a lot to many people, obviously. And now you were out taking pictures on Tuesday on the day. What was the atmosphere like and how many people roughly turned up? What was your sort of take on that?
Well, I can't give you an exact number, but there was a lot of people that showed up, both to the dawn service and the 11 o'clock service. And it was great to have everyone together to kind of respect the day and honour the Anzacs.
Yeah, it is really good. It is really good. Now, I also like the story that we did, which we had on the front page on the Wednesday issue, just after, obviously, Anzac Day, about that World War I diary, which was written by a guy called William Joseph Jenkins, and he was a Broken Hill miner. Now, his relative, Michael Luders, and wife, Rochelle, they actually visited Gallipoli this Anzac Day, made the big trek out there. And with them was that personal wartime diary. First time it's been back there since 1915. So quite a remarkable story. Obviously, they're bringing the diary back as well. But I thought that's a really touching story, you know, and it links into Anzac Day really well. Now, just before Anzac Day, actually, last Sunday, there was a blackout for several hours, as most people know, affecting thousands of residents, caused apparently by a bird.
Yeah, apparently it's a common thing. I mean, apparently birds fly into the system often and cause these power outages. So something to look at.
And still on, I suppose, animals and fish and things. The Menindee fish kill, we've been following that story, obviously, you know, since it started. And we had another story up this week about how the state government, so remember, this is a new state government, everybody. So the Labour government, essentially, they're trying to get out ahead of any future fish kills, which is obviously a good idea. They are worried because experts are saying there could be more because of the conditions at the moment. So what they're doing is they're ensuring that the agencies involved are putting plenty of water through the system, so there's plenty of oxygen there for fish. And they've also got a commercial fisherman to catch carp to ease pressure on native fish. At least they're trying to get out ahead of it this time, which is good.
Absolutely, mate. The last thing we want is another fish kill of the likes that we saw at the beginning of this year.
Now, a story about fire and rescue. It's titled Fire and Rescue Fuming. And the firers are, because basically they want some action from the government to upgrade the firefighting service, not just in Broken Hill. It's a New South Wales issue, this. And also, obviously, increased pay. That's been a big issue with public sector workers. Now, here's an interesting fact. Over the last decade, while the population in New South Wales has grown by around 1 million people, so, you know, they reckon that's probably about 500,000 new houses, there has not apparently been one extra fire person recruited, right? You know, I mean, it's been turnover of staff, obviously, but no extra. And 50 stations in New South Wales have closed in that time. The government's closed them down to save money. You know, those folks work hard, as we know, right? And obviously they need to be supported. So good on them for getting out there. And talking of firefighting, a truck caught fire Thursday morning, as many know now. Now, you're on the scene, Stuart, really quickly, actually, weren't you? Taking some pictures. Good bit of news gathering there. Tell us about that and what happened exactly.
So unfortunately, I didn't catch any pictures with any flames, but that means that there was some fast work done by not only the fire department, but also some local mechanics at a workshop who apparently were on the scene very quickly, noticed the fire, got their fire extinguishers out there, and they actually managed to clear the bulk of the fire, and everything was fine. No one was hurt. Unfortunately, the truck cabin was pretty severely damaged. So, yeah, some great work by the local mechanics there.
Yeah, that was good news, isn't it? Like, again, it's a community, really, isn't it? Coming together, not thinking, you know, just getting and doing stuff, which is brilliant. But folks, have you got any stories for us as well, or tips, and anything you tell us, if it needs to be, it can be in confidence, but tell us your stories. We need to know about them so we can write about them for you. And the best way to do that is to get in touch with us via email at editorial@barriertruth.com.au.
That's a wrap from The Wrap this week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more breaking news, sports, and other content. You can also subscribe to the Barrier Truth online at barriertruth.com.au. For more news, photos, and local stories, make sure to buy the Barrier Truth, which is available for delivery in your local news agency. Thanks for tuning in. He's Tony Bosworth. I'm Stuart Kavanagh, and we'll see you next week.